So I'm working on this parking brake air valve. Some people call it pancake valve. We had it towed in because it's leaking out of here. And the tow driver caged the brake, which is this big screw here. You put it down in there and you turn it half a turn. It's like a T-bolt like this. Stick it in, you turn it, and you tighten the nut down, and it releases the tension, you know, there's a spring in here, and then you also have the brakes have a little bit of tension on them. Well, it's stuck in the, see how far out that is. It's stuck in the fully released position. So this brake is released, but the problem is, let me get some, I need to change the valve, but the problem is, I need to change this guy here, this big dude. The problem is there's tension here from the brake springs and stuff. Usually you would let that spring, let the tension off of this screw, but somehow it's wedged in here. I don't know if it's just rusty and it got stuck or what, but I looked on YouTube and nobody's ever ran into this, so I'm going to try and come up with a way to release this. I may just have to cut it off right here and just pray nothing happens, but I'm going to try and take some adjustment out of this area up here. So we'll see here in a minute. So I was completely overthinking it. So we're stuck in there and the bolt wasn't tight. I think about it, I'm like, you dumb, just freaking tighten this nut back all the way down. So I got the slack adjuster pin and the main pin out of it. So all I gotta do is take these bolts off and the air lines and put a new valve on it. Let's see if I can get some other pictures of it here in a minute. So you got these two big bolts on the back side that hold the valve to the, pretty much the differential. Big bracket. Gotta get those guys off. Got this big old ratchet wrench. Alright, I got this thing off. There's where your air lines go on. There's where the adjuster and everything. As you can see, there's quite a variety of these things. These are just the ends, and then there's that style there, which is like this one with a long adjustable rod, and then there's a shorter one, and you can cut these off to length wherever you need. Luckily, ours is the one that has the clevis in the back of it, like this one. I'm pretty sure this is the exact one we need. But yeah, that's a pretty good match. So, lucked out on that deal. I'm gonna have to tell the parts guy to make sure we get another one of these in stock. So, we'll get her put on. So, that's valve on. Got the studs and the nuts on. Make sure they're tight. See what I'm doing or not. I don't have any of my really good equipment today. I ran into this problem. I hate when I have a problem with this. It's interesting. But, I spun the valve onto this line because it's way up in here and it doesn't have a nut, a swivel nut. So I spun it on and forgot to get this one started. It's been about half. Oh, it went right in there. But anyway, gotta get the air lines on it, and then you gotta air it up so I can get the cage bolt out. Cage bolts here. Fix this clip so the lines don't hit the drive shaft. Then there's a couple clevis pins here, and there's another one I don't have any yet. And yeah, we're just gonna air it up, get the cage bolt out. Alright, we should have air pressure. Yep, we got air pressure now. I'm gonna shut the motor off. I'm gonna release the brakes. Hopefully we can get that cage off there. Cage bolt, I should say. It should be in. Yeah, see it? Got air in it. And I released the parking brake, so this is doo-doo-doo. Just loose. It just fell out. So there's pressure on it now. So there it is. There's no leaks. No leaks here. Those bolts tight. Got these clevis pins in. One's for the slack adjuster, one's for the actual actuator. Cotter pins on the back side. It's really a pretty simple job. I mean, this is only the second one I've ever done, so try and get this thing back in here and keep the water out of it. That's what happened. That thing rusted out. Diaphragm rusted out. So there you go. There's my take on doing a pancake valve on an air brake system. So the next guy's got a cage bolt to use. There's a spot on these. Slide the cage bolt in. The nut and the washer. That way, I have one to use next time. There's one in here. Right here. Cool, cool.